This E3 coverage is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create a professional website, blog, portfolio, and online store. For a free trial and 10% off your first purchase on new accounts, head on over to squarespace.com and use offer code GAMEBREAKER6.
This presentation should take around 45 minutes, and right after the presentation, if you have an interview scheduled, please wait in the reception area. If you would like to have an interview but you did not secure a slot for it, you may talk to Agnieszka as well in the reception area, and she might schedule a slot for you. Okay, please bear in mind that during the presentation, no recording is allowed. You can audio record, but you cannot take pictures. Okay, as I said, the presentation will take around 45 minutes, and we will start with a short recap of who the Witchers are and what the game is all about, because I'm aware that some of you might not be familiar with the overall concept. Okay, so Geralt of Rivia is our main protagonist, and he's a professional monster slayer, a Witcher. That means that as a child he was mutated and trained to become an ultimate killing machine. He is basically earning money by killing monsters. What's also interesting is that he's one of the most famous Witchers, and he was created by a Polish fantasy author, or his story was created by Polish fantasy author Mr. Andrzej Sapkowski in a saga about the Witchers. I guess a picture or an image is worth more than 1,000 words, so right now we can move to presenting a short CG sequence showing us a bit more, or telling us a bit more about who the Witchers are. By the way, this CG sequence has been created by Platage Image and Tomasz Bagiński, the BAFTA Award winner and Academy Award nominee. Okay, let's see.
By order of the Emperor of Nilfgaard, for the murder of the wounded, looting, cannibalism, you are hereby sentenced to death by hanging or torment. Don't meddle. Take the reward and let's go.
Help me!
Knew you witches wouldn't scorn imperial gold. Tough hunt.
Tougher than yours, that's certain. Evil is evil. Lesser, greater, middling, makes no difference.
Bring her down. Do it my way. Like that, you bitch. Get the hammer.
The degree is arbitrary, the definition's blurred. If I'm to choose between one evil and another, I'd rather not choose at all.
Just make it quick, Geralt. Mother.
Close your eyes.
Hit him. What are you doing?
Killing monsters.
Okay, so now we can talk a bit about the storyline behind The Witcher 3 and maybe behind a little bit The Witcher 2. So as some of you might remember, at the end of The Witcher 2, a big war has started. The huge empire, Southern Empire of Nilfgaard, has once again invaded the Northern Kingdoms. This is a very massive and big dramatic change in the world state. But Nilfgaard isn't the only threat now. As another more deadlier force appears, this is the Wild Hunt. These are some ghastly, spectral riders that just create misery wherever they appear. So because of this dramatic change in the world setting, Geralt now can embark on a new, much more personal mission. Basically, you don't have to know what happened in the previous versions of the game to fully enjoy and understand Witcher 3. This is very important for us, and it allows us to introduce all the newcomers into the concept. So that's about it for the short introduction. We can move straight away to gameplay. What's also important is that the gameplay will start with a short cutscene showing us the wild hunt attacking one of the villages in Skellige area. Bear in mind that this is not the very beginning of the game. So we've chosen a specific quest because our target is to show you many different elements of the game, of The Witcher 3. Okay, let's see it. Okay, so in the cutscene we could have seen the Wild Hunt attacking one of the villages. Right now we're on Skellige Island. We're on our way to our old friend Krach. He might have some more information about the Wild Hunt. Like I said, this is the Skellige area. This is one of the islands of the Skellige archipelago. Actually, this is the biggest island. What's cool is that this island is bigger than the whole world presented in The Witcher 2. And that's only one of the 7 islands of this archipelago, so the world of The Witcher 2 is really impressive.
Good to see it's a Witcher. Monster Slayer, hey? What's it
The setting or the look and the people of this island are based on Nordic and Celtic legends and mythology. This is a home to very proud and very brave people. It's also worth mentioning that as a development studio, we have over 10 years of experience in creating mature RPG games. Actually, while creating Witcher 1, we learned how to deliver high-quality RPG games. Witcher 2 allowed us to polish our storytelling skills and create a non-linear game that really delivers consequences to your decisions. In The Witcher 3, the story is once again the most important element of the game.
Who are you, Nordling? What do you seek?
Geralt of Rivia. I'm a Witcher. I come at the behest of Jarl Crate.
Welcome to Cair Troll, Master Geralt.
Greetings, White Wolf. You took your sweet time coming.
I was hunting a forktail. Udalric paid good coin for its head.
Udalric! That tight-fisted bastard. Probably haggled like a fishmonger's wife. But we're not talking the stables. Come, I shall tell you why I summoned you. You've no doubt heard about Dalvik. Whole village burned to ashes, its inhabitants gone.
Another border skirmish with Madman Lugos?
Nay. The sole survivor claims it was Wraiths, the Wild Hunt on a raid.
Where is this survivor now?
His name's Bjorn. Lost his child in Dalvik. Now he lives with his brother in Fairlund.
I'll talk to him. Could be over the shock by now.
Foul times are upon us. Always took the Wild Hunt for a dark vision, a nightmare that fades with the rising sun.
Gotta go to Fairlund. If the hunt's been there, I might find something that'll get me back on its trail.
I was hoping you'd stay for the evening feast. As the years go by, I've fewer and fewer mates who join me for a drink and some old war stories.
Another time, Crack. Need to talk to Bjorn as soon as possible.
In that case, Godspeed. And remember, you'll always be welcome in my home.
Okay, so since the story is very important for us, we're constantly working on developing and improving many of the game elements that allow us to tell this story. The dialogue system is a perfect example of one of those. Although it's still not finished, it already looks much better than the one presented in Witcher 2. It's because we've greatly increased the amount of bones the characters have on their faces, and this allows us to deliver many new facial expressions for the NPCs. So like I said, the story is the most important element of The Witcher 3, but the most unique and new element of The Witcher 3 is its world. It's absolutely massive. This is the world of The Witcher 3, and it's 35 times bigger than the one presented in The Witcher 2. This is a huge improvement. But it's not only about the size of the world, but it's about the quality and density of it. The world of The Witcher 3 is a unique blend of main storyline, side quests, and different encounters and events happening in the world. The world is also full of living communities. This was important for us since the first part of The Witcher.
Finest booty from the
All these people here have their own daily routines. They pursue their own agendas.
Come on, Valgard. Give us another.
They're not the type of NPCs that are just standing there and waiting for you to do something, although you can interact with them in many different ways. For example, obviously, you can trade with different merchants traveling around the whole world. You can also talk to different craftsmen in different districts to create items, armors, weapons for you. You can trade alchemical ingredients. What's really cool is that we're introducing this new economy system, so it means that the price of an item is different depending on where you're trying to buy it or sell it. For example, obviously, fish are quite cheap in the water areas, but they might be a bit more expensive somewhere deeper in the land. Okay, because the world is so huge, we had to introduce many new ways of transportation. So in The Witcher 3, you'll be able to use a horse, you'll be able to use a boat, you can swim, you can climb, you can run. Basically, the world has no limits, so you can travel using many different gameplay features. Absolutely, there are no artificial barriers like in The Witcher 2. This is a massive improvement and massive change. Another new element introduced in The Witcher 3 is the fast travel system. It's not very unique, but obviously it allows you to quickly travel to different parts of the location. This is just a part of the map of Skellige. There are more islands around here, as you can see. And again, this archipelago is just a small part of the whole Witcher's universe. Okay, let's quickly travel to one of the fishermen's villages. Of course, you have to unlock all these locations until to be able to fast travel there. I mean, it's an open world, but to be able to teleport to a place, you need to traditionally get there first. Okay, this is a perfect moment to talk about the world of The Witcher 3 in detail. The world is full of different unique points of interest and dynamic events. Actually, our goal is to Yeah, it's still a pre-alpha version and the horse is a little bit stupid. Okay. Well, like I said, the world is full of different points of interest.
Hold up, traveler.
And although our goal right now is to travel to Furlong and talk to Bjorn, that's the guy who's supposed to tell us a bit more about the Wild Hunt, we can spend a minute or two exploring the area and checking out different places, just to give you an idea of how many interesting stuff you can find in this world. So there was a fisherman's village, you can interact, or these places usually are starting points of new adventures. And there is a plentiful of different gameplay mechanisms that are drawing you into the action. Right here you can see many different points of interest. Our target is to have few of them on the screen each time you move to a new place. So we always want to draw players into the action. We want to give them as many gameplay options as possible. And basically, while you're traveling from point A to point B, you often be distracted by different interesting elements. This is another example of a scene, random generated scene, that happens from time to time in this world in different places. We can see few bandits attacking commoners' building. So this is the new combat system of The Witcher 3. As you might already know, Geralt as a mutant possesses superior sword fighting skills. He can also use simple magic spells called signs, and as a mutant he can drink alchemical potions, further increasing his skills. Okay, that was a quick one. We managed to kill the bandits. Let's see what's inside the house. Maybe there's something
You can
interesting.
come out. They're dead. Who were those people?
Bandits from Vagar, Zema and Redbreast's men. And who are you, my good man?
Geralt of Rivia. I'm a witcher.
Thanks for your aid. We'd have been done for if not for you.
Zamon's gonna wonder what happened to his men. What'll you do?
Don't you worry about us. Send my boy off to Kertrode hasty like. The Jarl's not like to let Redbreast off. You best watch your own back. Zamon finds out, he'll try to get even.
Think I'll manage. Good luck.
Okay, so it looks like this scene did not start any side quests, but it might have some consequences in as we progress through the game. For now, let's still keep on focusing on the points of interest and how they are introduced in The Witcher 3. This is another example of it. There are some basic ruins down here, but they look quite interesting, and as a player we will be attracted to travel there. We might want to check out what's happening inside, maybe we can find a cool new item, or maybe start a new side quest or even main quest. Okay, there looks like there's a big enemy down here. It's a fiend, that's one of the beasts that roams in the wild. This guy back here is really dangerous and he can use a variety of different special attacks. I think it would be the best if we could try to lure him out of this closed arena into the open. It should make it a bit easier to fight with him. Just like the horse, he's also a bit stupid. That's one of his special attacks. Hypnosis. He's trying to change the environment around us and basically attack us from an unknown direction. But we can also use our magical skills, magical signs, to harm the monster. whole game is based on our new technology, Red Engine 3. It's a technology that allows us to create those huge open worlds and travel across the world without any streaming. It also allows us to create more interesting enemies, but it requires rewriting many of the engine elements. This is why we can still see some minor glitches. We're also introducing a brand new AI system. As you can see, we're still working on it, but the monsters are already more difficult than the ones presented in The Witcher 2. If we follow the light, we might have an idea of what the monster is doing. And as you could see, this one is using this as a defensive move as well, a special attack.
To lick its wounds. Need to track it down.
Okay, so this was an example of a beginning of a new adventure. As a player, what we could do right now is focus on tracking the monster. We could use our monster hunting skills to track him down, find his lair, kill him, collect a trophy, and maybe trade it later on into a new cool item or maybe some gold. But because our main objective is to travel to Furland, I suggest we switch into this path and try to find Bjorn and check out or learn more about the Wild Hunt. Since Geralt, I'm sure, is quite tired after all those combat sequences, we can spend a second on meditating and resting. And as we meditate, I can explain you how the new dynamic day and night cycle works, and I'll talk a bit about the weather system. Well, so both of those are not only visually stunning, but they also have some serious gameplay effects. For example, you don't want to fight werewolves in the middle of the night, because they're simply much stronger. So the time of the day or night can modify the stats of some enemies. Actually, the weather system is also changing dynamically, sometimes very rapidly, and it changes the way you use some of the gameplay features. For example, the boat. Look at what's happening with the water right now. Believe me, you don't want to be sailing in the water like this in your small boat. It can simply be easily destroyed, and because this Skellige area is quite cold or even freezing, you don't want to be swimming too long in the water out there. Your stamina will simply go down and you'll probably drown. Okay, this is the Furland village. This is where we should find Bjorn, the guy who we must talk to.
Get off your ass and fetch some water.
I'll leave him be. I'll suffer enough. I'll go.
You Bjorn of Dalvik?
Dalvik is no more.
I gotta hear what happened there.
What's it to you? Go, be on your way.
I was following the Wild Hunt, but lost its trail. Was hoping you could help.
Another come to hear the madman's tale. Well, you're out of luck.
No one believes your story, right? Took you in like good hosts should, but they don't trust you? Well, that's not me. I might believe you. I faced the hunt. Got a score to settle with them.
You know nothing. You didn't see what I saw.
If you don't want to talk, don't. I just need to know which way the hunt went.
I saw a longship made of the claws of dead men. The wraiths drove everyone to the shore. My daughter too.
Novel fare. Which direction did it go? This is important.
East. They flew off towards Hindersfjall.
Thanks for your help.
Tell me, why do you seek them? No man who meets the hunt returns to this world.
I returned.
Arnulf is dead!
What?
Your brother, he's been murdered! Damn it, people, come on, we gotta take him down!
So we managed to get some more information about the main storyline, the Wild Hunt, but at the same time a side quest has started. This is an example of how we are trying to blur the line between the main storyline and the side quests. These two are now connected. let's say that for the purpose of the presentation, we will try to focus on this side quest for a moment.
We've offended him, Sven. The woodland spirit seeks revenge. This here is him saying we've strayed from the old paths.
Offended him? The monster's killed 5 already. He doesn't give a rat's arse about paths or tracks or me or you. He's a ploughing beast from the ploughing forest.
Split his ribcage. A strong one, this spirit of yours.
That's so. And who might you be?
Geralt, I'm a witcher.
A killer for hire. What do you seek here?
Taking care of personal business, nothing more.
This village is home to decent folk only. You won't find any work here.
Sure about that? Beast that did this, it's aggressive and incredibly strong. I can help you for a price.
I like this man. Ply your trade, Witcher. I believe we will agree terms.
You said the creature wants revenge. Why? For what?
Our forefathers hunted with spear and knife. This pleased the woodland spirit. He let us live in peace. We never knew hunger.
He killed back then too. He's always killed. How many lads died trying to become hunters? Now, since our hunters died in the war, the beast turned even more bloodthirsty.
We are on Crete. What others buy with gold, we buy with our lifeblood.
We are slaves to fear spread by blind fools like you. These woods are ours. High time we put an end to this beast.
I've heard enough. You've got a monster problem, that's clear. Just not sure you want it solved.
Oh, we do. Come see me. We'll figure us a fair price for the beast's head.
Our little talk while I looked over the corpse? Not nearly enough. Need to look around, figure out what I'm up against.
Be not rash, killer. It's not too late to bring back the old ways.
I'll decide what to do. But start collecting coin, just in case.
Okay, so we must remember that after all, we are monster slayer, and this can be a pretty lucrative business for us. So we might want to help the villagers. Right now, we're using our Witcher senses. The Witcher senses mechanisms allow us to focus on important tracks inside of the game's world. We can examine those.
Thin, deep cuts, not unlike a razor.
And based on the found tracks, we can identify what kind of monsters we are facing. In the game, we have over 80 different creatures, each of them using or leaving unique tracks. It's very important to prepare to your combat before you face an enemy. And this is why it's important to identify it before you can actually kill it.
Smashed bones. That takes strength. No point in trying to parry its blows.
The Witcher senses mechanism is obviously helping us in doing so. So in order to finish this task, we must find enough clues to be able to identify this monster. It's nighttime, so there are more wolves in the forest. Obviously you have to kill them. They're pretty aggressive.
Sharpened its claws, or just marked off its territory. A Leshen. Male. Very old.
Okay, so based on the clues delivered by the monster hunting and Witcher senses system, we managed to identify the monster. Now this is a bestiary. Bestiary is one of the elements of our GUI, and it delivers you a description of a monster and some basic knowledge about it. The bestiary is based on your Witcher knowledge, and it will be more detailed or getting more detailed as you progress through the game. Right here we can see the Leshen. That's the guy we're going to face in a few minutes. We can see a short description. We know that it's a heavily territorial enemy. And here are some very important information about this guy. So first of all, we know that if we would like to track him, for example, in the forest, we can do so by tracking the sound he's giving, sound of crows. Second of all, he has few special abilities. Well, he can mark a single person living in a forest or in a village around his forest, and until we solve the problem with this person, let's call it this way, so until we kill this person or exile it to move somewhere farther, the Leshen will be able to reborn himself, regenerate his health using the vital powers of this person. Second of all, Leshen is using totems that are spread throughout the forest that deliver him some extra powers, so he's becoming more powerful. Okay, that's the basic info about Leshen. And it's going to be quite useful in a second. So we managed to learn what kind of monster is it. We're trying to get back to the village to share this info with those foes back there. Now, you've already spotted that there are two different factions in the village. There's quite of a dilemma. There's this faction of elders, represented by Harold, who's trying to worship this monster as a god or some kind of a wooden spirit. On the other hand, there are those younger guys, led by Sven, who believe that this isn't just a regular monster, and he wants to change the tradition. He wants to change the way this whole village operates. Give him a minute to finish a conversation with a lady. Let's say that for now we want to talk to Sven. He can give us some money for hunting the monster. After all, we were in this business, so okay?
Went to look at the tracks in the woods. Spirit sure knows how to make an impression on intruders.
Told you, he likes killing.
Almost certain we're dealing with an old Leshen.
An ordinary beast then, just as I said.
Not so ordinary. A monster like that's a serious threat to the village. And to me, if you decide to hire me.
Oh, don't you fret. We'll have the gold.
Just one small problem. The Leshen's marked one of you. As long as that individual lives near its domain, the beast can't be killed. Not completely. Sooner or later, it will be reborn.
Must be one of the elders. Harold, I'm sure of it. You heard him.
Words aren't enough. Gotta find the mark my way.
Folk won't believe you. They'd never listen to an outsider accusing one of their own. But you find the marked one, and I'll handle the rest.
So, this was a quite important choice. We decided to help Sven. Right now, we need to find a person that's marked by Leshen. He suggested that this might be one of the elders. Again, we are using our Witcher Senses mode to look for clues. We're gonna pay Harold a visit, because maybe he really is chosen by Leshen. Just to remind you, a person that's bounded to Leshen does not know about it. Leshen is just drawing the energy, the vital energy of this person slowly. Okay, that's Harold. We can't see any clues on him, so probably he's not the person. But back there, we can see something interesting. We can see some crows that are marked by our senses. It means that there's something unnatural happening, and we might want to check it out. Okay, so there's a girl, and she has some symptoms of being marked by Leshen. Obviously, they cannot be seen by regular people, but because our Witcher mutated senses, we were able to spot this. So I guess we identify the person that's bounded to Leshen. Right now, we can talk to Sven again.
So, find out who's mates with the beast?
It's not intentional. The marked individual has no idea.
You don't know the elders like I do. Every last one of them codgers would surrender his mother to please the monster. And no point in mincing words. Said yourself, the monster's helper must die first.
If you want me to kill the Leshen, you gotta get rid of the marked one.
Do you hear the Witcher, people? If we want to live, we gotta slaughter the elders. No mercy.
The Leshen's marked Hilda.
Hildy? Kill the witch! Hilda? Well, she's one of us. No mercy, Sven. We all heard you. Take her.
Thought you liked the girl.
I did what I had to do. Your turn.
Okay, so sometimes in this reality, not only Geralt has to make tough choices, you have to remember that Geralt is a leader and knight in the shiny armor, not a regular scum. Just like the rest of the elements in the game's world, he operates in this morally unknown, shady area, and he's often forced to choose lesser evil. Actually, in this situation, he doesn't really care. He's a monster slayer. He's solving monster problems.
Leshen's territory begins here. Need to destroy all the totems before I find the beast.
So we decided to help Sven. Right now our target is to find Leshen. We know that in order to be able to hunt down this monster, we need to destroy his totems, because they're making him much more powerful, and fighting with him would be very difficult. So we might find those totems using the Witcher Senses mode. We should be following the sound of crows, or the crows flying around the location. That's the sound of Leshen. He's trying to protect his forest. He's attacking us from a distance. Okay, these are his attacks. And that's one of the totems. I guess we can destroy it. 2 to go. Please know that Leshen has the power of affecting the environment and using it against us. So, for example, he's taking control of those animals around, and he's making them attack us. Same thing happening with the plants, those roots attacking us rapidly. Okay, so now we're ready to confront the monster. Again, we should be using our Witcher senses to track those crows, and they'll probably be leading us to his lair. managed to kill the Leshen. Notice how the whole forest is rapidly changing because of this. Now it's also important to understand that Leshen is not a boss, just like the Fiend. It's just one of the enemies you can meet as you travel through the world of The Witcher 3. All of the enemies presented in the game are quite epic. They have their special skills, their special abilities that they can use against us. Okay, let's travel back to the village and collect our reward. So the monsters in The Witcher 3 are somehow enrooted into local communities often. They're more than just enemies wandering around.
We spoke just recently.
It's a crime.
Hey! Hey! Look at this. Told you the Witcher had solved this.
What happened?
You rid us of the beast. We rid ourselves of its accomplices. Don't worry. Our agreement stands. I heard your coin, you did.
Nothing's changed. Leshen's gone, true, but a murderer still haunts the village.
Your work is done, Witcher. You've done your part, and I've done mine.
Think the village will go along with this?
Folk will calm down, realize the guilty needed to be punished. Do you hear? Fear will not rule my village. There will be no more killings. Go to your homes. And you, Witcher, on your way. No more monsters left around here.
The woodland spirit was dead, and Fairlund became a village like any other. Soon the fearsome warriors who had once stalked its woods were but a memory, yet its old quarrels with its neighbors flared anew. The day after the feast of Braun Trogain, the village was raided. The people of Fairlund outlived the woodland spirit by only 3 months.
So because of our decisions, the community has changed. This was the consequence of it. Actually, in the game, we are also having flashbacks. These are the things that we presented already in The Witcher 1 and The Witcher 2. Flashbacks basically sum up the story. They show you the consequences of your decisions. They usually show up later on in the game, but for the purpose of this presentation, we wanted to show you one of the flashbacks right away, just to show you what the consequences of your previous decisions were. Okay, moving back to the presentation for a second, that's the end of the gameplay preview. But because we focus in the presentation on only a small part of the world, the Skellige Islands, we would like to show you what the rest of the world looks like. And for this, we can watch this short trailer showing you different parts of the world. It's the one presented on the Microsoft conference. Sound please?
6 months into the invasion, Nilfgaard's legions had pierced the heart of the northern realms. Behind them, blood-soaked fields, war-swept wastes. A lone wolf roamed these broken lands, a beast slayer, a whirlwind of rage and steel. They say he was a man obsessed, chasing memories, faces, scents. Yet amidst the chaos, he could only follow his heart.
Some fight for glory, justice, or gold. I fight for those I hold dear. I'm Geralt of Rivia, the Witcher.
So, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is coming to these consoles and these platforms and the PC next year, if you're interested, of course. And that's the end of this part of the presentation. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it.
This E3 coverage is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create a professional website, blog, portfolio, and online store. For a free trial and 10% off your first purchase on new accounts, head on over to squarespace.com and use offer code GAMEBREAKER6.